Good afternoon, outdoor artist, and it's time to finish the shed. Right now it's Saturday the 15th, or excuse me, the 25th of October, and my goal is to have the shed completed by October 31st, which is next Friday, Halloween. And the reason is, it was a year ago, 2024, October 31st, that I started the shed, so I thought it would be appropriate to finish it up. So for this video, I'm just going to show you the things that I have yet to do so you can get a sense of how much I've yet to accomplish. Let's start at the front here. You can see the door is finished, lock is on, all that, but up above you'll see half of that soffit is not yet in place. So that's item one, is that soffit. And when I say item one, I mean not in terms of the order, but just one thing I've got to do is get that soffit finished up. On the corner here you see one of the battens is not yet completed. There'll actually be two, one on this side and one on this side to complete this corner. You can see a gap there, but the batten will cover that nicely. So that's to be done. You can also see I brought in some more scaffolding from a neighbor, loaned me that. This whole left-hand side, if you will, of the shed needs a soffit and then the battens coming down, so that's a fairly major, that'll probably be one day doing just that, and I'll have to move that scaffolding down in order to accomplish that. Down on this end, this scaffolding that I made is still in place, and you can see I've got most of the soffit done there. I've got a piece left to do. The blue tape you see there is painter's tape. I'm just painting it all black underneath. I do have several of the battens in place. I think I've got maybe 4 more or so. Let's see, little piece up on top, 2, 3, yeah, I guess 4 on that side to finish. And then on the back of the shed, which you don't get to see this side very much, I guess, it is beautiful, but there are no battens yet at all on this side. And in fact, if you look all the way at the right hand side, you can see there are a couple boards to go, and the reason those boards aren't in place yet is because I've secured my scaffolding to that last piece here, and I've got to actually get that scaffolding down before I can finish up those last 2 boards. So that'll be a bit of an operation. I have to be completely done with all my scaffold work before I do that. So that'll be what I'm working on so far this morning, is finishing up that soffit up above and getting the rest of those battens done, getting that painted, and at that point I believe I'll be ready to tear down this scaffolding, because there'll be no more work to do up on this end. And once I get that done, then I can finish up those other items. So here we go. It'll be a race to the finish. I'm going to give you a bit of an update each day, and hopefully by next Friday, Halloween, happy Halloween, it'll be done. Well, that's the end of the first day. As the days click down toward October 31st, and as you can see, all of the soffit is up on this end and painted, and all of the battens are up on this end and painted. So almost ready to take down this scaffolding, which will be a milestone. Just want to do a little bit of work on this corner up top. You can see a gap there. I want to ensure that's taken care of before I take that scaffolding down, but other than that, should be ready to take that down probably tomorrow. Good afternoon, this is Outdoor Artist, and on Sunday, October 26th, I'm working on the shed, racing toward completion. This morning I've gotten a few things done. One of the things you may notice is the scaffolding has been moved down the hill. Basically I thought I was going to have to hook the golf cart onto it and pull it down, but I just walked it down by myself. I'm working on this soffit up here this morning, and I wanted to point out, you see the little 2x4 piece up there? This is the kind of thing you have to do when you're working by yourself. That's basically a holding block, screwed in one end, the other end open, and it just is at the same point as the other already installed soffit, so that when I'm up there aloft I can simply slide that new soffit piece in and then hit with my nail gun midships to hold it in, so that otherwise it'd be pretty awkward trying to hold that up with one hand and hit it with a nail gun. So it's kind of a third hand up there. I'll take that down here shortly. After grabbing some lunch, I'm going to be putting up that strip on the end that'll complete that soffit. Then after painting, this operation on this side will be pretty much complete and be ready to put up the battens. So progressing nicely on this Sunday, and I'll check in with you later. Well, it's time to knock off here on Sunday, the 26th of October. Quite a bit of progress made today. Let me just give you a quick summary. You can see I've taken down the scaffolding here that's on this end of the building, and that's why with that we got a couple spots that we have to touch up relative to stain. Also, this corner of the building needs to be buttoned up with battens, so take care of that. Got about actually halfway down the building at least with battens today, so I'll clean those up tomorrow. The soffit is up, so great progress I think today, and look forward to pretty much getting, I'd say it'd be around 90% or so, maybe. That might be optimistic. Let's call it 75% done by tomorrow, which will be Monday. Good morning, Outdoor Artist. It's the 28th of October and the race to the finish is almost done. Turns out this is Tuesday, and it turns out Thursday and Friday are going to be rained out, so basically I've got this afternoon and tomorrow to finish up the shed, and I'm pretty close. Let me just give you a summary here. Yesterday I was so busy I didn't even film. That was a Monday, but this whole front side by the scaffolding is completed. This whole end is completed. On the back side here, this morning I'm going to be cutting one last board, about a 6-inch board, to fill that gap, and then staining both of those, putting the last two pieces of batten on, and then that side will pretty much be done. There is a touch of soffit work left to do, but it's nothing too serious there. So if we move to the front this way, we've got the front area graded for the ramp, even though I'm not sure the ramp is going to be part of the scope in terms of the completion. But this side is done also, except for one piece of soffit here and some painting. So overall, I'm very pleased with the progress. My wife helped me a lot yesterday. We turned that back batten operation into a production line and finished that off in probably less than an hour once we got moving on it. So very pleased. Race to the finish. Here we go. This is Outdoor Artist. Let me ask you, have you ever had one of those ideas that you think is either genius or really stupid? Well, here we are. Artist, and it's the final day of the shed build. It's the 29th of October, just 2 days shy of the first anniversary of the start of the shed build. And yes, you can see my breath, and yes, it's cold, into the 20s, high 20s degrees Fahrenheit here this morning. There's frost on everything. My golf cart seat was frozen. So this will be the final day, race to the finish. We've got just a little soffit work then left to do, and then we're going to go to the ramp work, see how far we get with that, but hopefully we'll get that completed by the end of the day. That'll require gathering some gravel and some other items with the tractor, so it might be a little bit more time consuming than I would like, but here we go. Final day. This is the Outdoor Artist, and we did it. The shed is complete. My wife helped me a lot over the last several days, and we got the shed completed. It's red oak boards and hemlock battens. You'll see the front area, the ramp is done. This area that you see for the fabric, or with the landscaping fabric, will be covered with number 2 stone. The vents are in place on both sides, and in the back toward the woods, this is actually the south side, you can see that's all done with the soffits all in place. So very pleased with how the shed came out. I appreciate you all sticking with me on this over the last year. Hopefully you've enjoyed this content. And today is the 29th. On the 31st of last year, it was 80 degrees, and I was just starting to put down the foundation posts for the shed. So it's been a great year. Thanks for sticking around. I sure appreciate it. This is the Outdoor Artist, and I'm signing off.